Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today I have got part 32 of my horror movie collection. I had to think on that for a minute because it's gotten to where I've done so many of these, sometimes I forget what number I'm on. Usually I go back to my videos and go, okay, what was the last one? All right, 31 was the last one, so hopefully 32 should be the newest one, the one I'm doing now. I've got 11 films here. The reason it's 11 instead of 10 is because number 10 and 11... number 11 is a remake of number 10, so I figured just go ahead and show them both. All right. That being said, after this is over with, after I'm finished with this, I have one little small thing that I want to say, and it is directed kind of at someone. I'm not naming any names. I'm not mad or anything like that. You know, you're still cool, no problem. All right. It's just something I need to say. Again, not naming names. If you watch this, you will know who you are, okay? That being said, let's go ahead and get underway. First up, this is one that I actually have not watched yet. I've heard it's really awesome. It's a Japanese, I believe it's Japanese. Is it? Can I see it here? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is Japanese. Yes. This is Premonition. All right. And from what I understand, this is basically about a guy that he has premonitions of impending disasters. And, of course, there's got to be some kind of supernatural element behind it. Let me read the synopsis. Newspapers are used to tell the past, but for a few unlucky individuals, they foretell the future. When Hideki picks up a newspaper, he knows what he will see. Death. Foretelling ill-omened fate of everything from slayings to train crashes. There is nothing Hideki can do to stop the events, or is there? When the paper predicts the demise of his daughter in a car crash, Hideki seeks out others like himself, searching for a way to change the future. Sounds almost like a Japanese version of The Dead Zone by Stephen King, except he doesn't have like psychic powers. But in The Dead Zone, once he found out that he could, what was going to happen, he could do things to help stop it from happening. All right, so yeah, that is Premonition. Sorry about the glare there. And that's your number one film. Next up, this one is directed by Gregory Wyden. And I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but I'm a big Christopher Walken fan. I do the impression pretty badly. I mean, it's all right, but I just haven't got the inflections of his voice down because he's got such a unique voice. Anyway, this is The Prophecy. And in this one, Walken plays the angel or Archangel Gabriel. And what he's trying to basically do, he digs up or he steals the soul of this military guy, this general. And this general is like super cruel, just vicious, but he's just a mastermind of a tactician, when he was alive. All right. And what he's trying to do is he is trying to get a second war started in heaven. That's the premise of this movie. It is bizarre. All right. I love this movie, man. If you've never seen The Prophecy, then by all means check out The Prophecy. Now, I don't know if he was in all, I think there were four sequels, or 3 sequels, part 2, 3, and 4. I think Walken was in all of them, which doesn't surprise me because Walken himself has said that he has done movies that didn't even go to theaters, they didn't go to TV, they didn't do anything. He just says, I will take any role. So yeah, that's wild. That's just how dedicated an actor he is. All right, so yeah, that was The Prophecy. All right. And that also stars Virginia Madsen and Elias Koteas. All right, there you go. Next up, this is one of the After Dark originals from the After Dark Horror Fest, or whatever you want to call it. This is Prowl. And to be honest with you, I don't remember very much about this movie. I know I saw it. I just do not remember much about it. So let's read the synopsis on this one, okay? Amber dreams of escaping her small town existence and persuades her friends to accompany her to find an apartment in the big city. When their transportation breaks down, she and her friends gratefully accept a ride in the back of a semi. But when the driver refuses to stop and they discover the cargo is hundreds of cartons of blood, they panic. Their panic turns to terror when the truck disgorges them into a dark, abandoned warehouse where bloodthirsty creatures learn to hunt human prey, which the friends realize is what they now are. All right, you know what? I'm sorry. Like I said, I vaguely remember watching this movie, but I have to admit this one is kind of built on a premise of stupidity. You know, only in a horror movie would four teenagers, three teenagers, I don't remember what, would get in the back of a semi. That's just like, you know, being a little kid and seeing a beat up old van with free candy spray painted across the front of it, and you going, no boy, candy, snatch. You know, it's stupid. So sorry, I don't know if I probably won't even watch this movie again. That just sounds stupid to me. All right, so there you go. All right, next up. Oh, good grief! How you can see I'm doing the P's. All right, so would my collection be complete without a copy of Psycho? I think not. I mean, this is like such a masterpiece of a thriller, a horror movie, a suspense, just all these things rolled into one. I mean, I'm not gonna, okay, just let me say Norman Bates, all right? Norma Bates, Mama Bates, whatever you want to call her. You know, if you've never seen Psycho, what the hell is wrong with you? Just watch it, okay? Just watch it, all right? Psycho. No explanation necessary, you know, because I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. Nope, not going to happen. Anyway, Psycho, love this movie. Love it, all right? And, of course, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. So there you go. Oh, this one here is directed by Stan Winston. Now, Stan Winston was, of course, the late Stan Winston was the makeup artist for such things as The Terminator. I believe he also worked on Aliens, and Jurassic Park. I know Jurassic Park. I don't think he did Jurassic World. I may be wrong, but I don't know if he did or not. If I'm wrong, correct me, please. Anyway, he wrote or he directed. I don't think he wrote this. Let me see. No, he did not write it. Okay, but I'm talking about Pumpkinhead. And Pumpkinhead is a good old-fashioned supernatural revenge tale. And it's about this farmer, I guess he's a farmer, you could say he's a farmer. He's got a little boy, he kind of keeps to himself. And one day these kids come along, teenagers or whatever, on motorcycles. And there's an accident and the little boy is killed. And the father is in such grief that he goes to this old witch for revenge, and that causes this demon known as Pumpkinhead to be conjured, and he uses Pumpkinhead, or Pumpkinhead uses him maybe, to get revenge on the teenagers who killed his son. And it's pretty gruesome, pretty gnarly. My only complaint about this movie is that sometimes it is just so dark, and I mean dark as far as not the content of the film, but the quality of the film itself is very dark, and it's hard to make things out. It's hard to see things. Other than that, it's a pretty cool little movie. And of course, you can't go wrong with Lance Henriksen. Henriksen is awesome. He is one of the best character actors, best horror movie actors I personally think of all time. All right, so yeah, that is Pumpkinhead. All right, okay. Next up, this is Quarantine. And this, of course, stars Jennifer Carpenter and is directed by John Eric Dowdle, I believe it is. Yes, John Eric Dowdle. This is a pretty much shot-for-shot remake of Wreck, which is a Hispanic or Spanish horror film. Latin, is it Spanish? I don't remember what country. That's what I'm saying, just Latin. I don't mean to be offensive, okay? Yeah, but it's basically about this apartment building, and there's like some kind of zombie outbreak, and she's like reporting on the scene, you know. So everything is kind of found footage. Let me put it this way to you. Rec did it a lot better. Way better, okay? This is okay. Yeah, Rec was out of this world. It's awesome. So, yeah, if you want to check out a mediocre remake, and then check this out. If you want to check out the real thing, then watch Rec. Okay. All right, this one here is a... this one has Olivia Cooke, Jared Harris. This is The Quiet Ones. And I only saw this one once. And if I remember correctly, it is a very quiet, very slow-paced horror movie. I may have to give this one another chance. I don't remember very much about it. You know, it was, if I remember correctly, it was okay. But again, it's one of those I just might need to check out again. Let me see the synopsis. When a crazed university professor and his team of students set out to cure a disturbed patient, the unthinkable happens. Trusting in their leader and his motives, Brian, Sam Claflin, and his fellow students find themselves far from help and all too close to a sinister force they never suspected. And that is The Quiet Ones. Again, it's one I have to rewatch. I just don't remember it. Sorry about that. All right. And speaking of quiet, we got A Quiet Place. It's by, of course, directed by and starring John Krasinski, formerly Jim of The Office. If you're a fan of The Office, then you might want to watch this movie just for that reason, because you got Jim on there. And, of course, his real-life wife, Emily Blunt, also stars in the movie, and he plays Krasinski. She plays Krasinski's wife. This is one of those where the invasion has already happened, and people are having to live in such a way to where they cannot make any noise, any loud noise, because if they do, there are these creatures. They are definitely alien creatures. I'm not spoiling anything. You pretty well figure that out to begin with. That they react very violently to sound. They react in such a way as to the fact that whoever makes the sound usually gets their head chopped off. So, yeah, that is A Quiet Place. Pretty awesome movie. It's got a girl in it, Millicent Simmons, and she is deaf, and she does such a fantastic job in this movie that it's, you know, I'm not going to say it's Oscar bait or Oscar material or anything like that, but she does just an excellent job in the movie. So that was a little treat right there, was just seeing her performance. All right. Next up, from Roman Polanski, we got Repulsion. I wonder if you guys thought I was going to say Rosemary's Baby, but no, this is a psychological horror film, Repulsion. This stars Catherine Deneuve, I believe it is. Yes, Catherine Deneuve. And she's like, it's about a movie about her going nuts. Pretty much is what it is. It's one of those I'm not really sure if I liked it or didn't like it, but the filmmaking itself is just fantastic. I mean, Polanski, you know, despite what you think of him as a person, is an excellent filmmaker, and he was at the top of his game for this particular movie, and then, of course, also at the top of his game for movies like Chinatown and, of course, Rosemary's Baby. So, yeah, this is Repulsion. All right, sorry about the glare. And last but not least, I've got the original and the remake. I'm just going to go and show them one right after the other, because basically both movies are pretty much the same movie. Just the remake has been brought more up to date. But anyway, the first one is, of course, by David Cronenberg, and this is Rabid. And this, of course, starred the former porn actress Marilyn Chambers in the lead role. And it's about this woman that gets into a accident, and when she wakes up from the accident, she's got this like this thing on her arm that attaches to someone and sucks out their blood. Of course, it is body horror, which is usually 90% of what David Cronenberg's movies are. It's one of his early movies, and this is absolutely a fantastic horror film. If you're into body horror, then by all means, you've got to check out Rabid. All right, so there you go. Now, next up, we got the remake. And the remake is directed by the Soska sisters, and that is Jen and Sylvia Soska. And they're the directors of such films as See No Evil 2 and Dead Hooker in a Trunk, among other things. And, of course, American Mary, which I loved. And, of course, this is the remake of Rabid. And this one stars Laura Vandervoort in the main role that Marilyn Chambers played in the original movie. It also stars Phil Brooks, a.k.a. CM Punk, the former WWE professional wrestler. I don't know if this is his first horror movie role. I think it might be. He did one called The Girl in the Other Room or something like that. I can't remember the exact title of it. He is, I kind of think the less said about his acting, probably the better. Because it's not that good, all right? He's a better actor when it comes to playing the part of CM Punk than he is CM Punk or Phil Brooks playing the part of someone else. So there you go. We'll just leave it at that, okay? That's it. That is my part 32 of my horror movie collection. Okay, the one thing I wanted to say is that a particular booktuber, and again, I'm not going to mention any names. Again, this particular booktuber, you're still cool, man. You're okay. I got no problem with you. We're still buddies, whatever you're going to say. But please stop sending me things about StreamYard and stuff like that. I know you have been wanting me to go live on this channel for a long time. I'm not ready for that yet. I will be soon, but please, you don't have to keep reminding me. Please let me do this at my own pace, all right? I'm not sure why I'm not ready to go live yet. Eventually I will, but just not right now. So you don't have to continue sending me stuff. Usually you send it to me on Instagram. And like I said, that's cool, but you don't have to, okay? And I hope I haven't offended you. I hope I haven't made you mad or anything like that. That's not my intent. It's just that when I'm ready to go live, then I will go live. I don't need a push, all right? Thank you for that, okay? I appreciate it. Thanks. Anyway, that's going to do it for part 32 of my horror movie collection. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening. This is going to post on Wednesday afternoon at 2:30 in the afternoon. So until then, I'm so tongue-tied. Stay safe, all right? And have a great night. Thank you. Bye-bye.